Let's get straight into it, man. There were shows taking place both in the UK and the USA. It's only right we should start in our hometown, well, my hometown, London, and over at Wembley, not far from where I was born, actually, over in Wembley. Adam Azim taking on former world champion Sergei Lipinets of the Ukraine in a light welterweight clash. I guess it's an eliminator for a world title. Adam Azim, I've got to say, man, he looked really good fight. Stopped him in 9 rounds, dropped him in the third, had his own way. I mean, let's be honest, it was pretty much one-sided. And he put a beat down on the guy. And really and truly, if I had an issue, actually, there was 2 issues I had. The first issue I had, though, was with Lipinets' corner. I thought they should have pulled him out. It was one-sided from start to finish. He got dropped. He was getting beaten up. His face was a mess. And yeah, I think they should have pulled him out. But I would just say, though, I thought Adam Azim needs to learn to keep his shots up a bit, man. There was some blatant low blows in there. I don't think they were intentional. I think you might have got carried away in the moment, but he does need to address that going forward. But Daryl, your views on his performance?
Yeah, I thought Adam Azim looked really sharp, very pinpoint, very accurate. Nice knockdown that he scored over Sergei Lipinets as well. I don't think there was anyone that thought that Sergei Lipinets would actually cause the upset, considering that, you know, let's be honest here, he is past his sell-by date, but, you know, he is a name. He has been in there with the top fighters at 147, and he did drop down to 140. So, listen, Sergei Lipinets, he's a great name, but he's definitely past his sell-by date, and I definitely expected Adam Azim to win and win well, and that's basically what happened. So, yeah, no surprises here.
Yeah, the only things that kept Lipinets in the fight was the fact that he's a very tough guy. He's a former world champion, come from the mixed martial arts background as well. So, yeah, he's very tough, very experienced, and obviously that helped him in there. But I'll be interested to hear your thoughts, Daryl, on the corner of Lipinets, man. I mean, round after round, the man was just getting beaten up. There was no way in hell he was going to win this fight, because even on the rarer moments when he did land a punch, they did absolutely nothing to Azim. He was never going to box Adam Azim. He's giving away lots of height, youth, you know, I mean, everything. The only thing he had in his favor, like I said, was experience and toughness. And obviously that wasn't going to be enough. I thought the corner should have pulled him out at least 2 or 3 rounds before they did. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, it was poor corner work for me. I mean, Sergei Lipinets, 35 years old. He's on the way out of his career. You would have thought that that would have been even more of an excuse to pull him out, considering that he had no chance in this fight. He didn't even land anything significant to make you think, oh, well, he's still got a puncher's chance in there. He was literally just a punching bag pretty much for 10 rounds. And I'm surprised, yeah, like normally when a fighter's on the way out of his career and he's had his better days, that would be an excuse for them to pull him out earlier because, you know, like he's on the way, got to think about maybe the future. But yeah, I was surprised that he was allowed to go that long. And poor corner work for me, pretty amateurish if you ask me.
Yeah, very poor. Yeah, I mean, I'm losing you, but I was going to say that they listen. They've got basically the fighters' lives in their hands, man, and they should do better. I thought it was appalling, and they did get called out for it by some of the commentators and some of the other people on social media. But yeah, that was poor from them. But listen, good win for Adam Azim, making his way up. Looks a real good fighter. He's got bags of attributes. You know, I mean, he's got speed, he's got power, he's got athleticism, he's confident. He looks the real deal. But I've got to ask you, Daryl, is that question that a lot of people are talking about. Adam Azim versus Dalton Smith. Dalton Smith, who had a really good winner the week before that. A lot of people are mentioning both him and Azim in the same sentence. They want to see that fight, possible super fight in a year or 2 to come. But who do you think has the edge right now?
I'd favour Dalton Smith slightly, but I mean Adam Azim is probably. I mean, I think he's got more talent, but for some reason, yeah, I don't know why the McGuigans have not really fancied that fight, because let's be honest, they haven't really. But
no.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see it, you know. And again, this is why, you know, we as a boxing community should be calling this out more often. Like, let's just see this fight happen. I mean, we all knew what was going to happen with Lipinets this weekend. I understand Adam Azim is looking to stay sharp, but yeah, I don't see why this fight couldn't happen. I don't see why. It's disappointing.
But yeah, I would agree with you. I think, to be honest, though, I think it's more to do with Adam Azim and his people. the McGuigans who are handling his career, and of course Ben Shalom. To me, they're kind of, I wouldn't say they're ducking, that's too strong a term. Avoiding, maybe also, put it this way, they're staring him down a different path, and that might be advisable at this stage in his career, because I do think that Dalton Smith, who's also a very talented fighter from Sheffield, real good fighter, like I said, won the European title a couple of weeks before that. I do think that Dalton Smith at this stage of their prospective careers has, he's slightly more seasoned, so slightly more well-rounded fighter. And so I would give him the edge, as you said, Dale, right now. However, I do think that maybe, and I'm saying maybe because it's a very difficult question to answer this, I think that Adam Azim's ceiling might be slightly higher. I mean, obviously, we will know sooner or later. But one thing I would say, that division, the lightweight division, is stacked. So either of those guys going forward is going to have hard fights. So why not make an all-British clash? It makes sense, man. So, yeah, I do agree with you on that. But yeah, props to Adam Azim. Like I said, I met the guy. You've met him as well, I think, before when we went. I think, was it you that was with me? We met Adam Azim and his brother. Really nice guys.
It was him that I met. No, I didn't meet him.
Oh, okay, yeah. It was me and someone else. We met Adam Azim, and the reason why I mentioned that is because he seems like a really humble, really nice guy.
Yeah,
and I wish him all the best in his career. Same for Dalton Smith as well, man. I've got no horse in the race, but you know, it is what it is. Right, moving over to the USA then. The T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Two unbeaten fighters, grudge match. These two have been going back and forth for a few months now when the fight was signed. David Benavidez, an American-Mexican, also got some Ecuadorian heritage in there as well, taking on David Morrell from Cuba, although he lives in Mexico now. They were fighting for an interim light heavyweight title that David Benavidez is the holder of, and also a regular WBA light heavyweight belt that David Morrell had. Anyway, they fought on Saturday. Great fight, as we all thought it would be. David Benavidez, it was the favoured fight going into this fight, although a lot of people was tipping the upset, but David Benavidez got the job done. Unanimous points decision. Great fight. I didn't watch it live, but I watched it as good as I could the next day without knowing the result. Excellent fight. I agree with the judges. It's pretty wide. They gave it to David Benavidez, although it was very competitive, if that makes sense. Darryl, you saw the fight. What was your thoughts?
Yeah, just echo what you said there. I mean, going into this, let me just say this was one of the most anticipated fights for me that I was looking forward to for this year. This is what boxing's all about, man. Two unbeaten fighters, both, you know, got a lot of ambition, still young in their careers, and both very good. Like, I was really looking forward to this. And obviously there was a bit of needle as well between the two. So, you know, you can't go wrong there. But yeah, look forward to the fight. And it delivered for me. You know, fast and furious from the opening bell. Both men, like, really went for it. Benavidez, though, man, he's just the monster is such a great nickname for this guy, because, you know, the output of punches is brilliant. And it's not just him throwing punches here and there. You know, there's a method to it. And ultimately, he overwhelmed David Morrell, man. And that's a big thing, because Morrell was no scrub. Do you know what I mean?
No.
So he did very well. The deserved winner for me. I think Morrell even acknowledged that at the end, even though he got a flash knockdown in the 11th or 10th, 11th round.
I think it was the 11th, yeah.
Yeah, he gave it all until the end. There's no shame on his part in losing to Benavidez, but all in all, great fight, lived up to the build-up. And yeah, there's still a future for both men. Like, obviously, Benavidez is now in a position to challenge the winner of Beterbiev and Bivol. But Morrell, you know, he's still got a future ahead of him as well. And this is what we want to see as boxing fans, man. It was a great fight.
Definitely. I couldn't agree more. Excellent fight. Like you said, Benavidez, his work rate, man, his punch volume is amazing. And he has, I mean, I think I was chatting to you off camera, and I think I used the expression to you, Daryl. He's got great hands. And when I say that, I mean, the combinations that he throws, man, he's able to get 3, 4, 5, 6 shots off at a time. He'll go to the head and body almost simultaneously, if that makes sense. And he's real creative with his punches. And he does it at such a pace. And obviously he's got power as well. Tough as nails as well. Takes a shot, brings it. He's very aggressive. You know what I mean? He fights like he talks. He talks aggressive. Before the fight, he was saying he's going to beat the crap out of Morrell. And he certainly tried to. But then, to be fair to Morrell, very athletically gifted, landed some good punches of his own, some good combinations, but couldn't quite keep up with Benavidez. I think that's the story of the fight. And
He's
also what you said as well, another good point you made.
He's going to be very difficult to beat, David
Oh
Benavidez.
man, he's I think, yeah, I mean, it's interesting you mentioned there that he's be the #1 contender for the winner of Bivol and Beterbiev, who fight for the undisputed light heavyweight crown in a few weeks' time. Massive fight. We'll of course be covering that on this channel. But yeah, whoever wins that fight, man, they're coming off 2 hard fights between themselves, and they're going to have to face Benavidez, and he's no joke. He really is no joke, man. So yeah, man, that light heavyweight division, of course, we've got great light heavyweights in this country as well. Anthony Yard, Joshua Buatsi, Callum Smith, you know what I mean? Who's already fought for the world title, obviously. But yeah, man, that light heavyweight division, another stacked division. Can't wait. But shout out to both the fighters, like you said, because they both turned in great efforts, but especially to David Benavidez, who continues to impress.